This video is a getting started tutorial for Carlson layout to help you get up and running with the Carlson CR Plus Robotic Total Station. Carlson Layout is the newest data collection product available from Carlson to run on Android devices. I'm going to go ahead and tap the layout icon on the Android device's home screen to get started. When Carlson Layout launches, the very first thing that you're going to see is the dashboard. The dashboard is your one-stop location for all of the setup that you need to get going with Carlson Layout and get working on your job. Jobs are organized in Carlson Layout within sites. So a site is merely a collection of jobs, however you want to organize it. In my case, my site is called Maysville, and it contains all the jobs that I've done in the city of Maysville. All the jobs that are available in my site that already exist are in the combo box. You see the little caret icon on the right of the combo box. This icon is used throughout the software to indicate that you can swipe right on the item to delete it. So if I want to delete jobs from right here, I can just swipe and tap the trash can icon to get rid of them. And you'll see this notation elsewhere in the software. In this case, I'm going to start a new job, so I'm going to tap the folder icon. The file browser gives me other opportunities to browse the jobs in my site. I can look at it through the gallery window if I want to see just a quick screenshot of what's in the job. I can look at list view to see a list of all the jobs, or I can look at calendar view to view my jobs by calendar date. I'm going to press the plus icon to start a new job. I'm going to call my job Sarah 10. And I want my units to be in metric. The very first thing that I want to do after starting my new job is bring in some existing data. Carlson Layout can bring in data from CRD or CRDB files. It can bring in ASCII formatted text files, so CSV files or any sort of coordinate data in a text file. You can also open DXF and DWG drawing files and surface files. In this case, I want to bring in some existing point coordinates from a CRDB file, and the units of my CRDB file I know are metric. So I'm going to go ahead and bring those in. And I'm not going to choose a layer, I'm going to leave it default layer, and we're going to bring in them all. So to select my job, I'm going to go into the file browser. One of the really great things about running on Android is that you automatically have access to all the cloud storage on your Android device. So if you have Google Drive or Microsoft Cloud or any sort of cloud storage, it's going to be available to you. In this case, I'm connected to a Google Drive account, so I can drop right into there and browse my Google Drive account for the data that I put into this folder from my desktop computer earlier today. And here's my CRD file. 4 points have been imported into my job. So now that my job is ready to go, the next thing I want to do is set up my instrument. Like before, all the previous instrument configurations that I've done are in the combo box, so I can select a previously configured instrument, and you'll notice again the icon that makes it possible to delete these items. If I don't want one of those, I can create a new profile by using the plus icon. And I'm going to call this one my RTS. All of the drivers that are available within the Carlson library are in Carlson Layout. So if you choose Total Station, you'll see in the list all the manufacturers that you recognize, and then the same under GPS. All the many drivers that are supported by Carlson software are in Layout. In this case, I'm going to select the Carlson CR Plus Total Station. The next thing I need to do is connect to my device over Bluetooth. If I needed to search for the device, which I've already done, I could hit the plus icon to perform a Bluetooth search. In this case, I've got the Carlson ZRT82 in my list. That's the Bluetooth handle on the Carlson CR Plus Total Station. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit connect. Okay, now that we're connected, the next thing I need to look at is my total station settings. These are the settings for the individual total station. They're unique to the total station I've connected to. And I can set my target types, my EDM mode, my search methods, search ranges, and other settings for the total station. I'm going to press Done to configure the instrument. The last thing I need to do to prepare for work is to set up my instrument occupation. I'm going to tap the Configure button to do that. There are two ways to set up the occupation in Carlson Layout. If I've set up the total station over a known coordinate, I can perform a traditional backsite using the button on the left. If instead I've set up the total station on an unknown point and I'm going to use a resection to find out where it is, that is, I'm going to shoot to known coordinates, I'm going to choose Resect from Points on the right. I'm going to do that today. And the first thing I need to do is enter my instrument height. The dialog you're looking right now can be seen throughout the software. It is a distance keyboard that lets you enter distances very conveniently. One thing that's great about this keyboard is that it allows me to input heights in any units that I choose. So if I know my rod height is in 6 feet, even though my job is in metric, I can go ahead and enter it this way, and when I hit the green check, it will be converted. The other great thing about this particular keyboard is that it's got this handy point button that allows me to get a distance between 2 points. So if I wanted to enter a distance between 2 points in any dialog in the software, I can use this button to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter here. And for my rod height, we'll put also 6 feet for that one. Okay. I want to make you familiar with the icons in the top bar before we continue. Starting from the top right, you'll see the total station status icon. The yellow color of this icon indicates that I am connected to the total station. However, I don't have a distance right now. That's because I'm not pointed at a prism and my EDM is not firing. If I did have a distance and was locked or tracking onto the prism, you would see this icon turn green. If the icon turns red, it indicates that I've lost the Bluetooth connection to my instrument. I can tap on the instrument for more information. Here I can see the raw data coming from the instrument, the horizontal and zenith angles, and the slope distance when it's firing the EDM. I can also press the I button to download the firmware information for my total station. And last, at the bottom, I have access to the joystick for the total station if I need to turn it robotically. The next icon over is the rod height. I can use this at any time to change the rod height. You can just tap and change the rod height. Next, you'll see the tracking, non-tracking icon. The man with the walking stick, when it's got a line through it, indicates that the total station is not tracking, is not firing the EDM, and I don't have live distances. The next icon is the search icon. You can tap on the binoculars to perform a search, or you can tap the down arrow to choose which kind of search you want. I'm going to go ahead and search left to find one of my prisms. Once the total station is locked onto the prism, you'll see that the search icon has become a lock icon to indicate that the total station is locked. And you'll see that my status icon is now green to indicate that I'm locked on the prism. The next icon is the prism non-prism icon. I can tap on this icon at any time to change to reflectorless mode with my total station. And lastly, you'll see the guide lights icon, which can be tapped to enable or disable the guide lights on the total station. So to do my resection, the first thing I want to do is add my resection points. For my point list, I'm going to select the right prism coordinate that I brought in from my CRD file. And I'm going to go ahead and add the left prism. And I have a reflectorless shot that I took to a door jamb across the hall. Now that I have my 3 points selected, the next thing I need to do is measure. I'm already locked onto the right prism, so I'm just going to tap it, and down here I can either press the measure button to do a measurement, or if I want to do an angle only or direct or reverse measurement, I can choose that here as well. Okay, you'll see up above the check marks to indicate that I've measured to this resection point, and I can enable and disable the X, Y, and Z portions of this coordinate to improve my result. I'm going to go to the left prism. And I'm going to press measure. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and use my icon to change to reflectorless mode. And I'm going to turn on my laser pointer using the icon in the top bar. I'm going to aim up to my location. And again, I'll press measure. My resection is now complete, and you can see the results down below. Now, this is not a great resection. I'm inside my office, but I did calculate a coordinate, and I'm going to go ahead and press done. My point is going to be called resect. I've now completed the setup of my CR Plus total station with Carlson layout, and I'm ready to begin my job. I can press done to start the software. Note that the total station icons that were available in the setup are also available in all the screens, including the main menu of Carlson layout.